Hello, let's say that you wanted to create some charts of some data. And as an example here, I've got like a personal budget or a personal goal or personal actuals of some income for someone. They've got a few different streams of income. Consulting income is their largest source. They've got some passive income in the terms of ebook sales. They also do some personalized coaching and they've got an income stream there as well. Down in this row, we've got total income. We're going by month here in columns and a full year number out here. Of course, I could select all this data and insert a line chart. But let's just say I wanted something really quick, simple, easy to allow me to visualize that data. So there's something that exists. It's called a sparkline. So if you highlight the data that you want to be included in that sparkline, which I just want the monthly data, I don't want that full year to throw off that last data point, then go to the insert tab, and out here close to charts over a little bit is sparklines. There's three options: line, column, win loss. Typically prefer line, so I'll select a line, and all it's going to want is where do you want that sparkline to be placed. So it's actually going to put the chart, the sparkline, in a cell. So we will select this cell right here. We'll hit OK, and now you can see it's given me a line graph. We got a kind of a lower number here, and then we jump in February, we stay up in March, we drop in April. So you can see that's tracking. We can resize this however we want. And you can also drag it down. So you can see these are drastically different amounts of revenue streams, but it applies these sparklines. It calculates a min and a max on the axis in and of itself. So I prefer to see things more standardized. So if I highlight these sparklines, I get this sparkline tab now. And there's the axis option here. I will make the vertical axis the same for all sparklines. And I will make the, that was the minimum, sorry, and the vertical axis maximum also the same. So now I can see, this is pretty high. It kind of starts, it's always at least about half of the income. This one hovers down lower, and then this one, spikes off the bottom every once in a while. And then this total is always up at the top like that. So a couple formatting things here. I like to see when I have numbers like this, the headers, I like to see them aligned directly on top of the numbers. So I will right justify, and then you can see that kind of kicks them out just a hair too right. These numbers are all formatted as custom. So to keep that consistent and kind of line it up, if you just hit the comma button here, that'll line it up. Now that just looks a lot nicer and neater to me. The other thing I like to do, if it's formal that I'm going to present, I'll give it a white fill, and that just gets rid of those grid lines. And then, but now it's kind of hard to see how close to the top or the bottom these spark lines are. So I'm just going to select these cells individually and then add an outside border to them. So now I can still kind of tell, hey, this one kind of makes up about 50 to 75% of the total income on any given month. And then this is how that total income trends, and it's always real close to the top of that cell. One more cool thing that you can do with sparklines, again, if you highlight those sparklines, you'll get this sparkline tab. You can kind of get a high point and a low point, different things you can do there. I like the high point and the low point. So You can see the high point on your income is March, but that's not actually the high point for any individual month. The high point on your main source of income there was actually out in June, but you just had some lower numbers in some of those other buckets, so it almost was the high point. But March, even though a little bit less consulting, was higher ebook sales and coaching income, made that the highest revenue month. So I like those little additions there to show the high point and the low point on the Sparkline. So if you ever need just a quick, easy chart that you can just put directly into your Excel file, and you can make it as big or as small as you like,